Now at 11, 3 people shot, 2 killed, all in under an hour. Why some community leaders say police need to do more to prevent crime. Plus, flight on fire. A plane headed to Indy has an engine burst into flames. What happened to cause this emergency in the skies?
Not the best start for March. It was cold today, but we are getting warmer. But with the warmth, there could be some thunder on the way next week.
And the future of the NFL right here in Indianapolis this weekend will take you inside the excitement as fans show off their own skills at the Combine. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News. Tonight, Indianapolis Metro Police are looking for the driver who hit and killed a woman on Indy's east side and then took off. This happened around 7:20 tonight near East Washington and North Rural Streets. When officers got here, they found a woman who was hit by a car. She later died at the hospital, and the person who hit her drove off. IMPD says a man walking along the same street did stay to help.
We only have one person that is a witness, and he is stating that he didn't see anything, that he was in front of her. But what we do know from him is that they were crossing the street going southbound across Washington Street.
Police say the man could not remember the details about the suspect's vehicle. If you can help with information, call IMPD or Crime Stoppers. 3 people shot, 2 of them killed, and the gunfire all happened within an hour last night. So it all started just before 9 last night at a Texas Roadhouse restaurant near Southport and Emerson. Metro Police tell us a fight inside the restaurant spilled out into the parking lot. IMPD says a 34-year-old man shot and killed another man. That suspect was arrested quickly because an off-duty officer was eating inside and followed them outside. About 20 minutes later, officers were called to Brookside Park for a reported shooting. A man was shot there. IMPD says that person now in critical condition. And then minutes later, police were called to a crash near West 62nd Street and Georgetown Road. When they arrived, they found a person dead from apparent gunshot wounds. Investigators believe he was shot a mile down the road at a gas station. All of these shootings add to the 26 homicides so far this year, and while that number is lower than in recent years, community leaders say the city needs to find new ways to get ahead of the violence.
A lot of groups are doing a lot of good things out there. We got to keep doing that, and the courts and the prosecutor has to keep holding repeat violent offenders accountable. If we do, we're going to see a better year in 2025.
Now, police do want the public's help as they investigate. If you have any information related to the shootings, again, call Crime Stoppers. Remember, that number is 317-262-TIPS. A Perry Meridian High School student is facing multiple felony charges tonight after Metro Police say he brought a semi-automatic rifle to school. According to a police report, officers arrested the 18-year-old Thursday afternoon. Perry Meridian's principal says administrators were investigating reports of vaping in the restroom, and they identified a possible student. Well, he says when school police, IMPD, and a canine searched that student's car, they found a weapon, 6 rounds of ammo, and a significant amount of marijuana. The teen now faces preliminary charges of dealing marijuana, carrying a handgun on school property, and possession of a firearm on school property. It is 11:03 on our Saturday night, and boy, oh boy, you know, they say March comes in like a lion.
Yeah.
They weren't lying.
No, they weren't lying. That's good. The flurries were out today.
Yeah.
The good news is that they didn't stick, but just after having 60s on Friday.
Yeah, it's
and
a shock to the
flurries,
system.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But we're going to change things around.
Okay.
Start warming things back up. You're going to notice, Jenny, as we get into the month of March, these cold spells won't last as long. So
I like that.
That's the good news. Right now, it is a cold night, though, out there, Jenny, across central Indiana. This is what it looks like downtown Indianapolis. You can see the stars. You can see some of the planets out there. The planetary alignment now is done. But you still see a couple of the planets up there in the night sky. It's 21 degrees right now. Still a little bit of a north wind, but we're going to change directions with that wind and start coming more out of the southwest. That's a warming wind by tomorrow, especially in the afternoon. But it's chilly out there right now. I've got some teens and 20s. Just compared to yesterday, evening. We are running over 20 degrees colder. In fact, it's about 30 degrees colder this evening than it was yesterday evening, just over the past 24 hours. And IU, they're in Greencastle and Terre Haute. Shelbyville at 31 degrees colder and 38 degrees colder in Columbus. So we've had the flurries out there, but they are dwindling. Clearing skies, high pressure is in control, but coming up, we got to talk about a bigger storm system that's coming to California. This is the one that's going to provide the chance for heavy rain and possibly thunderstorms. We've got a ways to go. We got to warm up. In order to really hit that severe threat, a lot of times you at least need to be in the upper 50s, but 60 degrees is usually a good cutoff point. So coming up, we're going to let you know if we think we can hit 60 and what our storm chances, Jenny, will be with that front as it comes on through.
All right, looking forward to seeing you in a couple of minutes. Thanks so much, Matt. Well, another scary incident in the skies. A FedEx plane that was headed here to Indianapolis has to turn back shortly after takeoff in New Jersey. Take a look.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
We're declaring emergency, returning to airfield.
Wow, the FAA says the plane actually hit a bird, causing an engine to catch fire. It was a shocking sight for drivers nearby who captured this video. Aviation analyst John Cox says bird strikes like this are not uncommon. The amount of damage, though, depends on the size and number of birds hit.
This was a pretty good strike. The pilots are trained for this. They shut the engine down and return for a safe landing.
Luckily, no injuries reported from this. Tonight, FedEx is thanking its pilot and crew and first responders. Well, thousands of people are here in Indianapolis this weekend for day 3 of the NFL Combine. Plenty to watch on the field, but also plenty of skills to try yourself, too. Our Marina Silva takes us into the fan experience.
Nearly 30,000 people inside Lucas Oil Stadium, all to enjoy the football skills of future stars at the NFL Combine. From the vertical jump, which I can tell you is harder than you think,
2, 3, hey!
to the bench press. Fans could try it all too, despite chilly temps moving the fan experience inside. For Stephen and Gavin, this meant quality father-son time.
Have a bond about football.
Enjoying the game together as coach and player.
As soon as they start playing, they're like, oh, this is great. I love playing football.
But they do have a difference on their favorite team.
Baltimore. Let's go.
Dad,
Bears. Different. It is Bears.
For Rebecca Wiley, the Combine was a chance to bond with her Indy Valor teammates.
It is eye-opening. You get to see a lot of new techniques and how people, maneuver around doing the 40-yard dash, all of it together is just very eye-opening.
She's enjoying the chance to watch others chase their dreams as she does the same.
I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 this year, so I didn't get the opportunity to achieve my goal at a young age like they do. So it's mesmerizing.
But now the country waits to see who from down on the turf makes it on our TV screens for Football Sunday. In Indianapolis, Marina Silva, 13 News.
Now, the fan experience is all free. You can take your shot at the drills and skills for one more day tomorrow at Lucas Oil Stadium. Still ahead tonight, forecasters fired. The email sent to hundreds of meteorologists and what the job cuts mean for weather warnings. Plus, protesters raising their voices after hundreds of national park rangers are let go. What they're saying about the massive cuts across the country. And then later, Damar brings out the star power here in Indy for its annual gala. We'll hear from one of this year's headline performers about helping the organization.